Hello everyone, my name is Sean Bloor and today I'm going to be talking to you about the analysis of rhetoric in the historical discipline. History is what I study here at the U, and it's a pretty self-explanatory major. We basically study the events that have happened in the past and we analyze them and try and figure out the causes and effects and basically create answers and or create arguments rather and solve conclusions through extensive research. Almost every single historical paper or article written is written for academic purposes. In fact, to graduate from the university in this major, we are required to write what is called a grant proposal. And this is essentially a 10, 15, 20 page paper full of immense primary sources, secondary sources, all types of articles from previous historians. That being said, these grant proposals have several different sections to them, and I'm going to break them down for you real quick. Now, this is the front page of a random grant proposal by an unknown student. This proposal is specifically about the Soviet Union, and as you can tell, the proposal starts out with stating the problem. Now, the problem needs to be stated very clearly, and it needs to not be very long because you're going to be explaining more and more about it further down into your paper. However, the problem is a very important part because this is the very first paragraph of your proposal. This is the first part that someone is going to read. So if it's not well written and you're not using proper engaging terms, you are not going to engage your audience. You can also see the historical background. The historical background is a very simple and just as essential part of the paper because for someone who may be reading the proposal on a proposed topic that is not that person's major, they will now be able to understand much easier and much more quickly the premise of this person's proposal. Now, the next part in someone's proposal is the historiography. Now, the historiography is kind of hard to explain, but I'll try my best to do it. It's essentially the history of history. And what that means in practice is it's an exploration of a specific topic and how historians have explained events or people over time. Essentially how their explanations have changed due to their own worldviews and ideology. Now, after the extremely long historiography, we come to the significance part. And the significance part is, again, like the problem, very short, but also very significant. The reason for our significance is because people are going to be asking us as historical writers why we are choosing this topic. What are the questions? Why is it important that we know about the Soviet Union in the examples given that I'm showing you? And yes, it is important to always have very good questions that engage the audience and that give significance to your topic. Now, immediately following the significance portion, we move into the methods and sources portion. Now, this part is a little bit different than the historiographical essay because in the historiographical essay, although you are using articles and that previous historians have used, the methods and sources portion is mainly for your primary sources. This section is also dedicated partially to the way that you will be getting these sources. So, for example, if one of your primary sources is that you are going to interview someone, you have to, or you can explain how or where you are going to get that interview. When writing in the historical discipline, it is very important to make sure that one does not dwell too far on or too unnecessarily far on one topic. It's very easy for people who write these proposals to stray from their main points and stray from the questions they are trying to answer and their significance. That is why the significance is actually one of the most important parts of these proposals because they really do give solid meaning to the meaty, juicy parts of your proposal, the factual parts of your proposal. Well, everyone, that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it helps you understand a little bit more about the analysis of rhetoric in the historical discipline. Thank you very much.